Hi everyone, I just wanted to go over this recent replay that I had. I thought it was a really good game and it kind of showcased a lot of what Voiceless voice can do. So look forward to that full video coming out soon, but for now I'm just going to go over this gameplay vid. So I queue up, my opponent chooses to go second. I'm not really sure what I'm playing against. Here I think I put too much stock into trying to make my Gamma resolve, so I get Saphira. Saphira is usually enough to bait out a hand trap, but he doesn't go for it, so I actually pass on nothing. But I think with Imperm Gamma Ash, I am pretty much set. But he's using a 8-axis deck, abusing Gizmek Orochi, but then it turns out he's actually using Eldlich, so I kind of get a not great use out of Gamma. I pretty much have to protect my barrier because if he gets rid of barrier, then I have no follow-up. So I slap 2 bodies on the board, and this should keep me safe from a lot of the damage that he's able to deal. Usually these types of decks can deal a lot of damage, whether through the use of Dragulion or a lot of the rank 10 monsters. But fortunately for me, he's only able to hit me for 3,500. And I'm able to keep my barrier, which will let me play again. And then he activates a Stromberg, sets a trap. So we're kind of in an okay position. As long as I can resolve a low, next turn we should be fine. So I draw Diviner. So here I have a decision to make. I end up going for Blessing. And then Blessing adds back Saphira. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate Prayer. That way I don't use my normal summon and I'm able to Ritual Summon for Skull Guardian while also activating my Diviner in the graveyard to summon a low from the deck. And then I can chain block that by making my Skull Guardian Chainlink 2 to search out Saravis, further protecting my combo. And then I'm able to activate low, activate Blessing to Ritual Summon once again, and I'm able to summon the Saravis onto the board. And then my low comes back. And I'm able to set up the trap. With the trap, I'm able to Icarus attack both his Gizmek and his Golden Castle. I decide not to go for the back row because the back row floats. And Eldlich is immune to being destroyed by card effects because he resurrected himself. So then they activate Gizmek to protect. I negate the trap, so they're going to be able to block both attacks. So something important to keep in mind is that Gizmek thins 8 cards every time it resurrects itself. So I'm feeling like I'm in a commanding position. I feel like the game's over, and then comes down Lava Golem, of course. So these decks love to play board breakers like that. He actually gets a Guardian, which I'm sure they only play it just as another card to send for Eldlich. And then he brings back Gizmek, so I went from what was a commanding position to, I'd say, a relatively bad position. Fortunately, they're not able to put up much pressure. These don't really make anything good. So I draw into Nibiru, so I'm like, okay. I think the best course of action is to actually use this Nibiru for a Ritual Summon and get back the trap, because you can't low into a trap, so I figure this Nibiru is not really going to resolve against this type of deck. It's not really a combo-centric deck. So I'm going to Ritual Summon my Skull Guardian using that. And Skull Guardian is going to use its effect to search. Low's going to resurrect itself. And then be able to set up another card. And then I'll have Trap, Skull Guardian, and a bit of a spoiler, but I'm actually going to Dynamondo this. So that'll spin it back. But they have a second one, so that didn't really pan out. Although I guess I protected myself from getting a rank 8 summoned on me. So then I just try to go Dynamondo, Resurrect Skull Guardian, Low's gonna come back. And then they're going to attempt to pop itself. I should not have negated here. I was kind of zoning out. But it kind of worked out. So I get even lead where I wasn't really supposed to. But it's okay to highlight your misplays. So then barrier is going to get me low. Low's effect. And then because he placed it in this column, I'm able to make relinquished anima. And even despite that huge misplay, I'm able to pivot back into I'd say a commanding position. They don't really have much going for them. They go slam down Necro Valley, resurrect Golden Lord. Golden Lord's going to run over this. So now, once again, I'm in a bad position. So here in real game time, they were actually thinking for a while. I think it was thinking about resurrecting their Gizmek, but they would only have one more turn. So they opt not to do that. And here I draw Gamma. So earlier they destroyed my Gamma and Driver. So I'm able, actually this is a live Gamma. So here they're going to go down to 1 card. I'm able to chain block and negate the Gizmek that he tries to activate during my end phase. They're going to both get banished. The Golden Lord's going to reduce. And they are unable to deal the final amount. So I win via deck out. So I thought that was a really crazy game. I did have the misplay, but it just goes to show you that you're able to pivot, and there are many different win conditions in these types of games. So just finding how you can pivot into winning. For example, that Gamma draw, even though it looked bad, it was just able to give me enough momentum. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Historian signing out. Thanks for watching, and check out my sponsor below, Decked Out Accessories.